Merit matters, but it has never been the deciding factor. That idea is uncomfortable because meritocracy feels fair. It tells a reassuring story about how the world works. Work hard, be capable, make good decisions, and outcomes will follow. If they don't, the explanation must be failure, laziness, or bad choices. That story is simple, and that simplicity is exactly why it survives. Meritocracy is not a lie in the absolute sense. Skill, effort, and discipline do matter. But they do not operate in a vacuum. They operate inside systems, and systems don't reward virtue. They reward alignment with incentives, access to networks, and timing within structures that already exist. This is where the myth begins. The myth of meritocracy isn't that merit is irrelevant. It's that merit is sufficient. Once you understand that distinction, many confusing outcomes stop feeling mysterious. Look at how people actually advance. Promotions, influence, capital access, visibility. These things rarely move in proportion to effort alone. They move when effort intersects with the right structures at the right time. Merit helps you compete. Structure determines where the competition happens. We are taught to evaluate outcomes morally. If someone succeeds, they earned it. If someone fails, they didn't. This framing is emotionally satisfying, but analytically flawed. It ignores how much of success is decided before merit even enters the picture. By the time performance is measured, the field has already been shaped. Access matters, timing matters, networks matter, institutional priorities matter. Merit enters last. This is why so many capable people feel disoriented. They did what they were told. They invested in themselves. They improved. They became reliable, competent, and disciplined. And yet, outcomes plateau. Meanwhile, others advance with less visible effort. The default explanation is unfairness or corruption. Sometimes that's true, but more often, it's structure. Systems are designed to manage scale. Merit is noisy at scale. It's difficult to measure cleanly, expensive to evaluate continuously, and destabilizing if allowed to dominate unchecked. Systems therefore rely on proxies, credentials, signals, affiliations, endorsements, and networks. These proxies are not perfect, but they are efficient. Efficiency, not fairness, is the governing principle. This is where incentives quietly override ideals. Institutions don't exist to reward the best individuals. They exist to preserve themselves. Stability, predictability, and continuity matter more than maximizing individual potential. Merit is welcomed when it aligns with those goals. It is ignored when it doesn't. That doesn't make institutions evil. It makes them functional. The belief in pure meritocracy persists because it performs an important psychological role. It encourages compliance. It motivates effort. It legitimizes outcomes after the fact. When people believe success is earned, they accept inequality more easily. When they believe failure is personal, they turn frustration inward instead of outward. This belief stabilizes the system. Meritocracy is not just an idea, it is a control mechanism. That sounds harsh, but it's structurally accurate. A system that openly admitted how much outcomes depend on access and timing would face constant challenge. A system that frames outcomes as earned reduces friction. This is not conspiracy, it's incentive design. Consider how networks operate. Networks don't distribute opportunity evenly, they concentrate it. Information, trust, and access move faster inside networks than outside them. Merit can help you perform once you're inside. It rarely gets you inside on its own. Timing works the same way. Being early to a growing system is more powerful than being excellent in a saturated one. Two people with equal ability entering at different moments, can experience entirely different trajectories. Structure amplifies these effects. Certain roles, industries, and platforms magnify outcomes disproportionately. Others cap them. This has nothing to do with fairness. It has everything to do with how value flows. Merit operates locally. Structure operates globally. This is why moralizing success leads to confusion. When people assume outcomes reflect merit alone, they misread the game. They optimize the wrong variables. They double down on effort when repositioning would matter more. They try harder instead of looking sideways. The uncomfortable truth is that merit often determines who survives, not who wins. It keeps you in the game. It rarely decides the final ranking. That doesn't mean merit is pointless. It means merit is a baseline, necessary but not decisive. Understanding this changes how you think about progress. Instead of asking, how do I deserve more, you ask, what does the system actually reward? Instead of judging outcomes morally, you analyze them structurally. Where does access concentrate? Who controls allocation? What signals are trusted? What behaviors are quietly selected for? These questions reveal far more than motivational slogans ever will. This perspective also removes unnecessary bitterness. Once you see that outcomes are shaped by design, not virtue, you stop personalizing them. You stop assuming success proves superiority or failure proves inadequacy. You replace resentment with clarity. Clarity doesn't mean surrender, it means strategy. You can respect merit without worshipping it. You can build skill while recognizing that skill must be paired with positioning. You can pursue excellence without assuming the system owes you anything in return. That's the mature stance. The real danger of the meritocracy myth is not that it's false, it's that it's incomplete. And incomplete models produce bad decisions. When people believe merit is the whole game, they overinvest in self-improvement and underinvest in understanding context. They optimize locally and miss global constraints. They confuse fairness with function. Once you see that systems are not moral arbiters, but incentive machines, a different path opens. You stop demanding fairness from structures that don't operate on moral terms. You stop measuring yourself against outcomes you don't control. Instead, you learn to navigate. Merit still matters, but it's not the deciding factor. And understanding that isn't cynical. It's liberating, because when you stop treating outcomes as moral judgments, you gain the freedom to choose where and how you play. You stop fighting illusions and start working with reality. That's not abandoning integrity. That's preserving it.